movies. We watch movies. You listen to us talk about movies that we watched without you.
It's beautiful.
Thanks. Hey, what the only win?
Cause you didn't, ooh, what you say?
I don't know what a single word in that song is. I just,
ooh, what you say?
Ooh, what you say? Honey, only win. I know win.
Cause you didn't, ooh, what you say?
Oh,
like,
what did you say?
There's a nuts go dripping on your mouth. Some nuts go dripping up on the people looking like. That's all I know.
I don't know. Is that the actual word?
I don't know. That's just what it sounds like.
It sounds like nuts dripping out your mouth.
Yeah. Didn't that sound like to you?
Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not good with song lyrics at all.
Me neither.
I'm like really bad at song lyrics.
I'm very bad at song lyrics as well. Like that's why I don't go to concerts a lot, because it's just I can't hear anything, you know? And like going to Summer Bash and hearing the songs, I can't tell you what that song was. Could not tell you.
Yeah, there's a lot of times I've listened to Nas's Illmatic probably more than any CD that I have. And I went to go see him live doing the entire Illmatic thing. I thought it was going to be great. And
it's going to be fantastic.
Like there was a few words, like New York Street of Mind I knew, New York State of Mind, New York Street of Mind. New York State of Mind I knew, and then the rest I was like, I am so lost. I don't know where this is. And I felt like a real jerk.
You're not a jerk, Adam.
Like I'm not a real fan because I don't understand. Or I just like generally know the general feeling behind the words.
Do you ever, in a political campaign, use Born in the USA? Unironically?
Yeah, because, you know, I'm definitely against the Vietnam War and what the U.S. government stood for at that time.
I always hate that when people use songs in advertising or campaigns or recruitment videos, and it's just a song that totally is the opposite of what you want. Like there was a recruitment video for a fraternity at UNT, and they had Coldplay's Viva La Vida, which is about like downfall. It's about like, you know, it's a very somber song, but they used it in the recruitment video, and I'm like, really? You're going for that?
Yeah,
it's kind of a stupid choice.
Yeah, people are dumb.
People are dumb.
That's why music these days, it's like, let me hear your hands clap. And that's what they do.
Yeah.
And then it's great. And they have some whistles.
They got Pitbull.
Yeah. He's Dale, what does that even mean?
Probably something sexual. Or it's probably some kind of satanic message in our minds.
Do you follow Pitbull on Twitter?
I don't. I do not.
He has a lot of great stuff. A lot of good like photoshops.
Okay.
On holidays is generally when they're the best.
Is it like him in a Santa hat?
It'll be like a picture of here's one from the 4th of July. It's him as a child graduating from elementary school, I would guess, with like a see-through American flag above it.
I don't know if it's it's a weird, because it doesn't look like it's behind him. It looks like it's going through him.
Yeah, and it says, "Happy 4th, independence is priceless. I'm living the true American dream. Thank you, USA." Which, you know what? He is.
He is living the dream, right? Yeah. How was your 4th of July?
It was good. I worked the Rangers game that night.
Okay.
So I didn't, and then I had to go and shoot some stuff for work before that. So I worked for 12 hours on the 4th of July.
True American right there, right?
That's the American dream.
American dream, working 2 jobs during the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Better believe it. What'd you do?
I was in Ohio.
Oh, that's right.
The great, luxurious state of Ohio.
Trey, I thought at least one of our predictions from 2 weeks ago was going to be correct. Remember we started off the episode with a whole bunch of predictions?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a fun episode.
I thought at least one of them would be right.
Yeah.
So far, none of it.
None of it has been correct.
Unbelievable.
None
You
of
didn't
those-
even get married. I thought that was a safe one.
I know. I thought it too. It could have happened, but it didn't.
So what was Ohio like?
It was Ohio, very flat, very well. I guess it's not flat; it's hilly.
Is that what people are associate Ohio with?
No, it's hilly. Actually, it's very.
So it's the
a lot
opposite of
farmland.
what you said.
Yeah, it's the opposite of what I said. I'm just trying to make it sound. It's fine. It's just a more boring version of Texas. You know.
Wow. Did you eat Skyline chili?
I did not eat Skyline chili. I was in Dayton. I wasn't just in a suburb. I didn't even go into this. I missed an opportunity to go see a Cincinnati Reds game.
I've been there. I've been to that ballpark.
Yeah, you
It's
like
pretty
it?
cool. It's right on the water.
All right, because we were supposed to go, but I had too much fun the night before and fell asleep and slept through it.
Had a lot of diarrhea.
A lot of diarrhea. Yeah.
Do you sleep? Do you keep the same sleep schedule on like weekends and stuff?
Kind of. Not really. I'll usually go to bed at 3. Even though I try not to, I tend to get really sleepy around 3 and then just pass out, which is bad because then that, goes into the regular week like last night where I got some emails saying that they heard some dead air for 6 minutes at like 3:30, but don't worry about that.
Wait, you fell asleep at work?
Yeah.
Is that why you got coffee today?
Yeah. That's why I got the coffee. Well, the Starbucks drive-thru by my house is closed till August, so, and I didn't want to go drive. I should have just driven back to my other Starbucks by my house because there's 2, and just gone there. That would made things a lot easier. But I went to one on Mockingbird.
Was that your comedy bit from 2002?
There's too many Starbucks.
Hey, can you believe how many Starbucks is there?
Starbucks on every corner.
It's unbelievable. All these Starbucks.
What are they gonna do? These Starbuckses. This economy is great. It's never going to fail.
Yeah, nothing could ever go wrong.
Nothing could ever go wrong.
So, yeah, Trey came in here. He was carrying a few coffees.
Yeah,
He was dancing on in, just like a regular old babby driver.
But before that, we could talk about some stuff. Hey,
we'll talk about plenty of other stuff.
By the way, I want to say a little congratulations. Oh, you know what? Actually, before I say congratulations, I want to apologize. I want to apologize to you.
I don't know what this is about.
Okay? I'm sorry for the memes.
No,
I'm sorry.
What do you mean? It's great. No, it's great. It's so good. Like, just getting all of the memes all the time just from one account. Like, why would I not like that? It's great. And then Austin called, and I told you how much I loved it. Just so much. And, yeah, I don't know. I sent you a Sonic meme on the 4th of July. Maybe hoping things would pick back up.
No, it's. I'm done sending them to you because you don't like it. I apologize.
Oh no,
I'm sorry.
why? I love it. No, it's great. I get all kinds of. Wow, just a lot of.
You see, here's
just gobbledygook.
The genesis of it is that I got a little group of friends, like 3 other friends. I don't have many friends. I'll add them. And we would just send each other memes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they would be sending them a lot, and so I got in the habit of sending a lot of memes. And then I'm like, you know what? I got other friends who like memes, like Austin. And so I started sending Austin the memes. And he's like, keep them coming. And I just assumed, since you and Austin are like BFFs, that you would like it too. But I realized you don't. And so I'm going to stop sending. I apologize for annoying you.
Well, it's just
for ruining our friendship.
It's a lot of fun to get things where like the picture's just like kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look, it's like a Mad Lib where it's just like, this is Rayman choking a squid.
90% of those memes are just stupid. And I just, every day I'm like, why am I following this? But then there's that one where I'm like, oh yes.
That's how
Keep
memes work.
Yeah.
Austin and I used to watch videos of this guy named Emmy Soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to put together Vine compilations.
Yeah.
And
remember those? Remember Vines?
Yeah. They were like 30 minutes long, and most of them complete garbage. Mm-hmm. But there'd be one.
Always that one.
There'd be one.
Yeah.
That'd make you laugh.
The creme de la creme.
I accidentally, one time I was at the Tesla store in the North Park Mall, and we we went to the back room, and they just have a bunch of iMacs there set up where you can, I guess, buy the Teslas because you can't buy them in the mall. They don't have cars there.
No, of course not.
So I went on there, and I went on YouTube, and I looked up Emmy Soccer, and I was just going to have it up so people would look, but it started auto-playing, and those videos say the most not good things.
So you just had it in the mall playing?
And so it started playing, and like the second it started, I just bolted out. So I have no idea how long it played. I do know how long it was approximately 12 seconds before the first N-word. So I was not feeling good about myself. And I probably can't show my face in the Tesla store anymore.
Oh, that's not true. I'm sure Elon Musk will give you a good, you're all right kind of thing.
Yeah, he's South African.
He is.
He was there during apartheid.
He was. He doesn't like those other Africans that much.
No.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, too bad for me.
Too bad for you, but good for you because you and Austin graduated this week from clown college, right?
Yep, graduated from Yale Improv School.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now I'm officially funny.
You are officially a funny man.
There you go.
You can improv whatever you want.
No one can take that away from me.
No
except
one.
For I don't know anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I just paid money.
No, it was you did.
That's it. That's all it takes, you guys. In order to be funny, you just got to pay some money.
You really do. They'll give you an award if you just pay the money for the course.
Exactly. How do you think Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah, really.
Ugh.
Obama.
Jeez.
So I think because I talked to Zach with the Q, our friend of the show. He was on the GamesCast.
That's right. He was on with me once.
Yeah, he was. He was on with you, and he was telling me kind of how it worked, because I guess I didn't totally understand the format. So you have 7 different classes, right? And it's 7 weeks.
5 classes, 7
classes,
weeks.
7 weeks. And you can, while you're doing those classes, you can audition for an improv troupe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you decide to choose that? Were all those guys already in that troupe, and then you just joined them?
The ones that you saw were from my class.
Okay.
The ones that you saw the time before that.
Yeah. Those guys are the troupe.
That's the troupe. That's Watermelon. And that's just, there was an audition, and out of 40 people, they chose 9 of us.
Okay, so they
put them together.
Okay, they make the troupe. They don't. It's not just like those guys were there before and you just join them. It's like, okay.
No, it was a totally new thing.
Okay.
But you can also just start your own thing. It's just kind of harder to get stage time.
Yeah.
Starting from scratch. If you're on the house team,
mm-hmm.
the Ewing team there, then it's a little easier.
Well, I guess now you're in that troupe. You're in Watermelon. So you guys are doing a performance every week, or what?
Not anymore.
Okay.
So while we were the house troupe, that was for two months.
Yeah.
We did every week. Now you just kind of submit the dates you're available, and they fill it out, and you usually get like 3 or 4 for like 2 months.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
What are you wanting to do with this, I guess, going forward? Is it just a cool thing?
Hollywood,
baby! Hey, bada bing!
I'm going to be a big star, and now that I have my degree, anything's possible. All you got to do is move out to Hollywood, and I'll say, hey, move over, Will Ferrell.
Look at me, it's Adam Fullerton.
It's me, one of 200 people who graduated from the Dallas Comedy House. World famous, baby.
Hey, the thing is, though, I do have a part for you in Austin to play in my new film that I am working on, feature film.
Well, yeah, there you go. It's backed by Spielberg, right?
It is. Spielberg, and, we got Peter Jackson funding it. We have...
Apatow's on the produce.
Apatow is producing. We got frickin' Martin Scorsese behind the whole thing. It's great. It's crazy. We got, Quentin Tarantino is going to help finance. It's just insane. It's insane, People
are lining up, knocking down your door.
Lining up, and we had Jack Nicholson. I guess he's like, hey, I want to, be in this, be a part. And then we had like Leonardo DiCaprio's like, I want this role. This role is going to really help my career. I'm like, no. We got two guys who can handle this.
Yeah, I really appreciate the way that you've turned down the help of every single person that's come, and you're just going to do it. You're just going to do it yourself.
I'm
with
doing
your
it
own,
myself. I don't need
with
help.
your own shitty equipment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're just going to edit it yourself.
Do it all.
Yeah, just
Do
turn
it
it all down.
No, I don't need your help. Look, we got this. Okay. Look. I don't need. We got Adam and Austin. They're going to be in it. Don't need anyone else.
You're so devoted to your own artistic integrity.
Voted to my craft.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
You're not going to let, because, the second you let Peter Jackson, he's going to say, oh, maybe you should,
actually use, like, really good special effects.
Right.
Like,
no.
You really no.
Or,
That's not what
he's
people
like,
want.
I mean, at least use a tripod here, maybe. And you're like,
Handycam.
Hey,
all handycam.
no.
I just want it to be like that scene in Children of Men, but more shaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I want. Shaky.
Perfect.
That's what the kids like these days, is the shaky cam movies.
Yeah, kids just watching all these things on the GoPros and stuff. They love the
Vines.
shaky cam.
Actually, my whole movie's just going to be one big vine.
It's going to just be 6 seconds looped.
Yes.
For an hour and a half.
Exactly. Vine the
Perfect.
movie. The video game. But we'll talk about that in Super Games Cast.
The book.
The video game, the book.
Right.
The motion picture.
The crossword puzzle.
The hand napkin.
The coal painting.
The sidewalk art.
That's kind of the same.
Oh, fuck. Anyway, this is Super FilmsCast 64 if you've not realized that already.
Wow.
This is the show where we talk about movies.
And?
Films. Yes. I love saying that. It's like how Dr. Carlton Maxwell sips his coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that perfect. Mwah.
Yeah?
Little films.
Yes.
It starts the show well. It starts in a way that
what?
Feel good.
It starts off the podcast on, like a Pixar movie. Up.
Yeah, Up. It's a movie. It's a movie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Also, there's Falling Down. It's the opposite direction.
Right.
And it's a little darker.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we don't do that part. We only do Up.
What movies have you been watching, Austin?
Oh, not Austin. Not Austin. I don't know what Austin's been watching. Maybe you can ask him. I don't know.
I don't think he watches
Why am
things.
I here? Here, let's call Austin. See what he's been watching.
Are we going to call Austin?
Yeah, we're going to call Austin.
Sorry I called you Austin.
Yeah.
I have a really bad habit of calling people the name that they aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Are we really calling Austin
Yes,
now?
of course we're calling Austin.
I don't think people know who Austin is on this podcast.
Why? I don't think anyone listens to this that doesn't listen to the games.
Yep.
Hey, you're on the air right now. Trey just asked what movies Austin had been watching, so I figured. I mean, he wasn't here, so I'll just call you to find out.
Oh. Yeah, I watched Independence Day the other day.
On Independence Day?
Well, it was
I did that
past
too.
Midnight, so technically no.
Oh.
I'm gonna see Despicable Me 3.
Hey.
Soon. I'm looking forward to that.
When are we doing that?
What?
When are we doing that?
Who's in that?
When are we doing that?
Yeah, give us a recap of Despicable Me 3.
Well, Gru is in it. He's back. And Gru's wife, I think, is back in it from the second one. So let's hope we can recapture that magic.
Is that fluffy unicorn in it from the first one?
Oh, I don't want to ruin any surprises
Man,
for anybody.
I can't wait to see it.
Well, I'm excited to see it with you guys 3 times.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so Trey, does that satisfy the question that you asked Austin?
That satisfies my question.
Okay.
Thanks, Austin.
Okay. Hey, fuck off, Trey.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Told me to fuck off.
All right, so now do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, what have you been watching?
Who are you? Is Fahey here?
Adam
Oh,
Fullerton.
thank God. Oh, whew. Oh man, let's see. I've actually been watching a decent amount of things
Oh,
because you were gone, so we had 2 weeks.
we did.
So I watched Baby Driver.
Yeah?
I watched.
We'll talk about that in a sec because that's
Yeah,
our main
That's our
topic,
main
but-
thing. I watched The Big Sick.
No, what's that about?
That is Kumail Nanjiani.
Hey, bada bing.
He's Pakistani.
Oh, okay.
The
Hey,
classic.
bada bing.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And it's the story of how he met his wife
Oh.
and how he's from Pakistan and he was supposed to have an arrange. Oh, hold on, Austin's calling me. Let's see what's going on.
Oh.
Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, almost forgot. I started bowling for Columbine today.
Oh,
Michael Moore, you damn libtard.
documentary treat. How do you feel about Marilyn Manson?
Yeah. How do you feel about violent video games?
I'm about 2 minutes into it, so I haven't gotten that far.
All right. Well, maybe we'll call you at the end of our episode and you can give a little recap.
Excellent.
Okay.
How do you feel about violent video games, Austin?
Well, you'll find out when I finish it tomorrow.
You're just gonna spend a long time watching this?
Yeah, I started watching it earlier, and then I stopped it, and I'll pick it up at some point.
You've only gone through 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and you've
I had stuff to do.
you've started and stopped it multiple times.
Is Bowling for Columbine
I
the
got stuff
Bowling
to
for
do.
Soup documentary?
What, Trey? What was that?
Is
What?
Bowling for Columbine the Bowling for Soup documentary?
Oh,
Yeah, it is. It's about their upbringing at Columbine University.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
Awesome.
let us know the story behind. Night. Oh,
Okay,
he's gone.
He's gone. Damn it.
I was gonna ask him about the girl all the bad guys want.
What?
That's their song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Anyway, so
go
the
on.
Big Sick. It's Kumail Nanjiani.
Hey.
Emily Gordon is his wife,
Yeah.
but she's not in it except for a cameo.
Uh-huh.
And they fall in love, but
Oh.
then he doesn't want to take her to her parents because she's white.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know, the
Yeah.
worst kind of person. And so they break up because she's not happy that he's ashamed of her, and then she goes into a coma. And
The old coma.
well, she has medical problems, and then he has to sign the paper to put her in the coma.
Mm-hmm.
And then her parents come into town, and it's kind of like him with his parents. It's a comedy. It's kind of a romantic comedy thing.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
Uh-huh.
It's super great. It's very much in the vein of Funny People.
Mhm.
So if you liked Funny People,
I like funny people.
you'll
Oh,
like
okay. I think I know what you're talking about. The Big Sick. That's the dude from.
this. Silicon Valley.
Okay, yeah, that guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was thinking of just yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
that is
you said bada bing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. That's pretty cool. Did he write it?
Yeah,
Or-
he
okay.
wrote it. He and his wife wrote it together.
Yeah, and him and his wife actually have a video game podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And TC is a big fan of it, actually. He recommended it to me. It's a little too... it's a good one, but I'm more into the podcast where it's people within the industry somewhat.
Okay.
And so I wasn't that into
It's,
it, but it's still pretty good.
Indoor kids, right?
Yeah, the indoor kids.
Yeah.
It's a little more just they're fans of it. And
Right.
that's fine. I like more things with more insight.
Uh-huh.
But it's good, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
So the movie's super great. Ray Romano, it plays
Hey!
the girl's dad.
Yeah.
What does he say?
Everybody loves me. I'm Raymond.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. He's so good in it.
Yeah.
He is.
He's really good in it?
He's amazing in it.
Yeah.
I
I haven't seen him since Everyone Loves Raymond. Really.
Let's see. Does this story have a place on this podcast? I'm gonna
Every
say
story has a place in this podcast.
yes. Okay, so I come up with all these wacky, crazy comedy ideas.
I
right?
know. I've heard all the your award ceremony and the guys, all the Woody Woodpecker and Gay Moose and
Gay Moon.
Gay Moon. Oh, a moon.
Yeah.
And I liked the note that hey, maybe stay away from 12 Years a Slave jokes.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad, you guys.
Anyway. go on.
Yeah. So, sometimes you wake up and you have an idea,
Mhm.
and sometimes those are great ideas.
Yeah.
And I woke up one morning.
Got yourself a gun.
No.
All right.
It was Sopranos, though.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
It was 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have those ideas, and I'm like, not going to write it down. Not worth getting up. This one,
a
I
good
was
one.
like, this is the idea. This
Mhm.
is the funniest thing I've ever thought of. So I type it down in my phone, fall asleep. I wake up the next morning, and I look at it. I don't have it on this phone. It's on my old phone.
Oh yeah,
but I
multiple
still.
phones? Wow. I want that job.
Yeah. But I woke up and read it in the morning, and it was just like, everybody loves Raymond. Reboot. Raymond is a hacker. And I thought that was so funny at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny.
Raymond's a hacker.
Yeah.
That show was so weird because, like, he was a sports writer, but he would never go anywhere, you know?
No, I mean, it was mostly just him at home.
Yeah, and he had kids, but they never mentioned the kids, ever.
Yeah, they just kind of like dealt with them off camera.
Who cares?
So, I don't know. That's my Ray Romano story. Big Sick, go see it.
Go see The Big Sick? Okay.
I would definitely say to go see it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. There's a lot of... I mean, when I say it's like funny people, it's because, you know...
Yeah, it's darker.
It's around a serious subject matter, but everyone's making jokes constantly.
Yeah.
And it's really
It's that Judd Apatow movie.
Yeah, right.
Where it's a little more... It's dark, but it's funny.
Where it has that heart at the center.
Did you ever see This Is 40?
I did not.
Yeah. I didn't like that as much.
I didn't see it, so I can't speak to it. But yeah, I don't know. Thought it was really good.
Big Sick.
And then I finished The Leftovers.
All right. What'd you think?
I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah. Did you like season 3?
I liked it less than season 2.
Yeah.
There's still some great stuff in it. That second to last episode has no business working. And it does. Spoilers for The Leftovers, but
the one where it's sort of the other world, I guess. Right.
It's when he's in.
That's. I don't know why that works so well. It just did.
Well, because in the first season when he dies and the
second season,
that's what I meant. In the second season, the first time he goes, that episode's awesome.
Yes,
and it's just like totally out of left field.
Yeah,
and that may be one of my favorite episodes of TV of all
I agree.
time.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And then in the season finale, they go back, and it's funny because they do this a lot in that show where they have Kevin kind of be the audience as well.
Yeah,
where he climbs out of the bathtub and he just says, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "This again?" Which is like kind of what the audience is saying. It's like, but then that scene's also great,
different, and it's
that totally
might be
different.
One of the best scenes ever.
In TV, it's a really cool scene.
Yeah.
So then, you know, they kind of build up to him going back.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole third season, and it's almost like a.
Why does this keep playing here?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just, I don't think it's actually, I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm sorry, go on. There's just something weird going on.
Is everybody love Raymond in here?
No,
hacking.
There's something that keeps playing
He's
here.
hacking our systems. It's Raymond.
I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm sorry, keep going.
So, let's see. So it all builds to this moment in season 3. Like, is he going to go to the purgatory place? Or is he
gonna just die?
Or is he just gonna die? Because part of it is, you know, in season 2, going to Miracle. That's supposed to be
the place to be.
That's where they think that he'll die if he's outside of that. But he does, and he goes back to it a third time. But there's just so many good like little bits and interesting things where they're just like, yeah, of course, the key to the nukes they put in someone's heart. And you have to rip out the heart of someone in order to make it. And they just...
Do you think that's why he had a bum ticker at the very end? Like he had a heart condition because he ripped that thing out?
I hadn't thought of that. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I hadn't really thought of that. Maybe. I could see that. But the writers on that show were just so good at setting up rules and then saying, all right, we're just going to play. These are the rules. Either accept it or don't, but we're just going to go and we're going to make this as crazy as possible. Like looking in the reflective
then
surfaces and stuff to be able to switch.
Yeah.
Like just so many cool creative ideas and stuff in that show.
Those I guess, afterlife experiences were really well done. And Damon Lindelof does a very good job at making, whatever you feel about Lost, but just making these sort of worlds and having some kind of a rule set and some kind of weird, this almost like weird metaphysical way of going through some kind of world, or just a weird existence, Yeah. And just how it was really well done. And just having them both meet, and then the nukes just flying down. That episode was great.
Maybe recency bias, Trey, but I'm putting it number 9 on my list of TV shows.
That's a podcast we did last week.
Came out last week.
Yeah, it came out last week. I hope people enjoyed that one. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I don't know what's playing right here on this computer because it looks like someone's hitting something, but I don't know what it's hitting. So
don't let Raymond distract us.
It's not.
He's trying to make us think he's not a hacker, but you and I both know
it might be Raymond.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I'm glad you liked it. Did you like, I guess, the final episode?
The final episode, I enjoyed it. I think it's hard to tie up that last. Yeah. I like that they left it. Where you don't really know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily believe Nora's story.
You don't.
I think she chickened out.
Yeah.
And she didn't go through with the teleportation thing. I don't think she went and actually saw her family. I feel like they would have shown it.
I don't know, because they said once the water comes in, if you screamed, then your lungs would fill up, right? And solidify.
Right.
So she would have been dead.
Yeah.
If she said no. So I think she'd had to have gone.
Perhaps.
I don't know. I mean, my thing is, I feel that I am more optimistic than the average person who is a little more pessimistic, because I listened to Mike Marshall and Mike Soroy when they were talking about it, and they're they're more pessimists, I would say, and I think they would agree. And it was sort of the same thing, where I think or Soroy was like, I think she was lying, and Marshall was like, I think she was telling the truth. I think it's up for everyone's interpretation.
Well, yeah.
So I don't know. For me, though, I feel like with TV shows, I feel like with like Lost, and the reason I bring up Lost is because it's the same guy. Otherwise, I wouldn't bring it up. But with Lost, everything happened for a reason. This show, nothing happens for a reason. But I gotta feel that, I don't know, I feel more like I'm willing to believe her because this is a TV show and crazy things have already happened in this show. Why wouldn't they happen now? Oh,
no, I agree with that. But I think it's very much within her character to be able to just kind of
make a story.
It's kind of all based around their own cowardice,
yeah,
almost.
Yeah,
I think that's as big of a driver in that show as anything else, and I think that her not being able to go through with it and then just hiding out in Australia for years, is very interesting.
She did not age well.
It was fake.
I know it was fake.
Oh,
they could have aged her a little better, right?
Yeah, she had just like red splotches, just like in a circle around her face.
Yeah, and the hair was just gross.
Yeah. Old ladies with long hair, get it cut.
Get it cut, ladies. And then she like kind of got a cute a bun at the end, though, to make herself a little more cute. But it was just not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of those, you didn't know what the hell was going on through that whole finale until it reminded me of the season 6 of Lost, honestly, where you don't know what the hell is going on with these flash forwards, and at the end it kind of, oh, okay, I see what's going on.
Yep.
Where you can take that as a good thing or a bad thing. I think with Lost, it maybe was a little bungled, but with this, it was done in such a way that it was great. I think it was because it was one episode. It wasn't a whole season. And so you can accept that more. You can accept, oh, okay, this is really happening, and this is not some kind of afterlife. This is just what happened afterwards. And it's a show that kind of haunts me because I was actually thinking about it today. Just like, wow, okay, so like, nothing happened that day, and are they ever going to find out what happened with all these people? Maybe not. It's like, man, it's kind of eats at you.
It's really secondary. It's kind of similar to what The Walking Dead is supposed to be.
Yeah,
is where it's okay. There's the zombie apocalypse, but it's how does it affect the people
right
who are not.
But I think
the zombies and
they
stuff
don't
like
do
that.
a good job with Walking. I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
I think with Walking Dead, the characters are so unlikable, except for a few that I don't think it works as well. I didn't like the characters at least.
In the books, it's a lot better than the show. I would say.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the show.
Yeah, I'm not either. But no, I understand that totally, and I think that's how every good show should be, where the big mystery should be secondary, because who really cares about the mystery if you don't care about the people involved?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Leftovers, I would say, if you liked Lost, 100%.
Yeah.
Watch Leftovers, because I think it's kind of the next logical step.
I think it's more. It's also, if you don't like Lost, or you've heard good things. It's done in a way that's a lot more. It's more meaningful, maybe, or it's.
I think it's definitely applies more to state of minds that you have outside of being alone and lost on an island. It's generally more themes that you can
less sci-fi and more spiritual, or more like or philosophical or philosophical. Yeah, I'd say
I would agree with that. And then if you hated Lost and want everything to have answers, go back to watching NCIS or something.
Yeah, really. I have a friend who, one of my best friends, and he actually was like, the first season was really slow. He couldn't really get into it. And I'm just like, just skip the first season. Just watch a recap of the first season and watch the second. Even the first season's great.
I think the first season's great. I think that, I could see how people...
Yeah.
I think if you watch season 1, it's only going to make season 2 that much better.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, speaking of TV... I've been watching Fargo, the 3rd season.
Okay.
I've watched a few episodes of it when I was on vacation, and I liked it. I like it a lot. It seems like a lot of the same from the other 2 seasons, but I still like it. I really like the villain. That creepy. It's
Varga.
Yeah, Varga, and Daniel Thewlis. That's his name, right? Professor Lupin.
Yes, Professor Lupin.
He does a good creepy guy. He
also plays a great young Ares in Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, he was in that too. Wonder Woman.
When he takes off his helmet and still has the same dopey mustache, even though he's freaking ripped as shit.
Yeah. How old is he now? How old is that guy? He's old, probably, right?
Yeah, probably 50s.
Yeah. He's a good actor. Those Brits are good actors. I'm going to put it out there. British people are good actors.
I remember I read something about it where it was basically saying it's because in England you don't need to be attractive to be an actor.
Yeah, that could be true.
Because even if you think of the great American actors, there's, Tom Cruise,
Brad Pitt,
they're all good looking people. But I mean, Michael Fassbender's a British actor, and he's still, or is he British?
Yeah,
Scottish?
He's British. He's something.
He's from across the pond.
Across the pond.
And so, I would. Who is the best ugly American actor? Is it Buscemi?
I was thinking Buscemi. Yeah, that might be one.
I know we've been talking about Woody Harrelson a bunch.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson's. Yeah, he's pretty. And he got like the 2 hottest girls in the world in True Detective.
Yeah.
But he's just sort of a schlubby guy. That might be, those 2 might be especially Woody Harrelson probably right now. Steve Buscemi's but Steve Buscemi is almost like, he's just so on that side that it's like.
Where it's like almost a bit.
Yeah. It's not like, he's famous. I wouldn't say he's famous because of that, but he's definitely, who he is because
he stands out because of it.
John Goodman, I'd say is a good one.
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah. I mean, no one, no like humongous.
Yeah,
A-list.
I wouldn't say there's any A-list. So because even I don't know. This is probably dumb, but Chris Pratt, he couldn't get any roles
until he got all
and then he
buff.
I mean, he was on Parks and Rec,
Yeah.
a lower level part on a random TV show, and then he lost all his weight, and now he's leading huge franchises.
Yeah. Tom Hanks, but he's just sort of a dad now. I guess the older you get, the less handsome you have to be.
Right.
Yeah,
it's generally how it works.
Yeah, exactly. Who's the ugliest female actress? Or I guess all actresses are female.
The ugliest
female
actress.
I guess, yeah, because that's another huge one where it's very hard for older women.
Yeah, I mean, as tough as we're saying for American men to not be able to get in with good looks, it's insanely hard for women.
I'd say I always forget her name, but the lady Tilda Swinton, right?
Okay.
She's pretty.
Yeah, she's not American.
No, she's not. You're right. She's
but
British. Peggy from.
Yeah, she's got a weird.
She's cute though. I think she's cute, but she's not like
conventionally attractive.
No, she's not like jaw dropping. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's tough for women. Definitely, 100% tough for women. Yeah, 100%. Yes. We're on that side of history now. Good.
We did it. It's recorded.
We did it.
You guys.
We did it.
Listen, grandkids.
We're on the right side of history.
Elroy and...
Elroy?
Yeah, that's my grandson.
Okay.
Elroy and Grego Jr.
Grego Jr.
Because my son is going to be named Grego.
Okay. Grego.
And then he's going to love that name so much, he's going to pass it down to his son. So Elroy and Grego Jr., your grandpappy, did you proud.
Right side of history. Mm-hmm. You genderless grandchildren.
Yeah. I'm all for...
genderless, gray-skinned grandchildren.
I'm totally down for your space marriages.
If you want to marry an asteroid, it's okay. It's okay. So...
Never go asteroid to mountain.
No, never do that. That might hurt. Especially if it's coming down on you. Heyo! That's a physics joke.
How about that?
Yeah. So, Adam, did you see a movie over the week or weekend that might be a big hit at the box office right now today, America?
Trey, as a matter of fact, I did see a movie that is a big box office hit in modern day America.
Oh, wow. What was that movie called, perhaps? I would like to know on this podcast.
Baby Driver!
Hey-o!
Baby!
Hey! Right in the kisser. So, Baby Driver. That's the new Edgar Wright movie.
Yeah.
I just almost forgot his name again.
Well, a director that we both had very high on our director lists.
Very high on director lists. And he is the director of such films as Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, At World's End, and as well as...
Scott Pilgrim
vs. the World, that show Spaced, and other properties. And I guess he'd been working on this movie for a long time, right?
He originally I guess he said he came up with the idea in like 2002 or maybe earlier than that. But around that time, he made a music video.
Yeah.
He was asked to make a music video for it and basically used the idea for Baby Driver in it. And he was like, oh, I can't believe I wasted that idea. But then the more he thought about it, he was like, yeah,
you can do it.
Forget about
it.
So
yeah, we both saw it. It's been doing great. Reviews are doing great. It's probably doing great in the box office. I haven't necessarily checked, but I'm sure it has.
It didn't make as much money as I thought it did, but it was doing pretty well. It didn't lead in the box office because it came out the same time as Despicable Me, Despicable M3.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
sure.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
It's a holiday weekend. People are going to take their kids to go see a movie.
Yeah, that's true.
They got to get out of the heat, Trey. It's too hot. They're being real loud. They're out of school. You got to take them to see some of the Banana Boys.
Got to see the Banana Boys. Let me go first. I guess we'll just start with the review. Now, I want to preface this by saying I saw this at a movie theater, and I was in the front row, so I had to crank my head up to watch it. And I also drank a coffee before seeing it, So my heart was speeding up. I'm never going to do that again. I did that for Alien Covenant, and I did it for this. And it's the worst because your heart's just
jitters.
racing. Yeah. Usually I don't.
Are you
get
sure
that.
it wasn't because it was a high-paced action film?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
It was not good. And
Was that also why you got diarrhea?
Yeah, I did. I did actually eat beforehand too.
Because of the high-paced
And it
action?
was bad because like I went to the little diner or whatever they have in there, and I got these little like chicken sliders, and I got French fries. It comes in this big bag. I brought it in, and I sit down.
Bag?
Yeah. Well, it came in like a little styrofoam thing, but they put it in a big bag, so it looked like it had like a big carry bag. It looked like a carry,
Like a plastic
takeout
bag?
Like it looked like a takeout bag. Yeah.
A plastic bag.
Yes. And so
So
I
you
take
just-
that into the theater, and I sit down.
Unraveled your food trough.
Yes, I had a food trough, and the thing is, my movie theater now has assigned seats, and I went at on 8 o'clock on a Friday night, which was a mistake. I was making a lot of mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, a whole domino effect.
Well, I wanted to get my video I was working on done before I saw the movie, so I was working on that.
Totally
Yeah.
fair.
And so I kind of went late on Friday, which I never do. I always tend to go see movies on a Wednesday at noon.
That was one of my favorite parts about working overnight.
Yeah.
I went, not to distract from our review.
It's all good.
I went and saw, so the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I worked in news,
Mm-hmm.
and so the Dark Knight Rises had just come out,
Mm.
and there was a massive shooting at a theater
Hey!
in Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah.
So I spent all morning, setting up all these, live shots and
Mhm.
all this stuff from Colorado, getting all the latest. And
The
then,
scoop.
and then as soon as I was done, I went and watched the movie in a theater.
I tell you that I remember doing that right after that shooting happened and going. I think seeing it the day after or something. And it was
Mhm.
kind of weird.
It was weird.
And I saw with actually DJ Rickenberg, who works over there at ESPN now, across the way here, and he was a Norm intern at the time. We went to go see it together. Two little.
You guys protected each other?
We did. I was like, you could be my meat shield.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It was weird that, going to see that right after that whole shooting happened.
Anyway, so you go to Baby Driver.
So with the Baby Driver, I'm cranking my neck up. There's a lady sitting next to me while I'm shoving my mouth with French fries. It looked like I'm just going and... So it was kind of gross. So I watched it. I don't know if I want to give you a rating or whatnot, but... So I really dug the music aesthetic thing. It's something I would love to make a movie like that. It's something that I've always liked. I remember watching, because I first started doing music videos kind of in high school with Lost, and I would I would take a song. It's like a mashup video, but I would take a song like Working Class Hero, and I would make it a character study.
Yep.
And so words and music, beat use, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always liked that. And, and I loved watching trailers that do that. And this movie just felt like one, in the best way possible, one big trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
And so I've always dug that. There was a video a friend of mine did in high school that was very much like that. I've always wanted to make a movie like that where it's just kind of a music. It's not a musical, but it's a music-based movie.
How prepared were you for that going in?
I knew it was something like that, but not to the extent.
Yeah,
I guess.
I think I heard, I was listening to interviews with Edgar Wright beforehand, before I went to go see it. And it was Edgar Wright and John Hamm, and they both described it as a musical.
Yeah.
And so I got in the mindset where I was like, okay, this is going to have more music involved.
Yeah.
Because I was almost kind of expecting it to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's not.
There was actually an article today about how Edgar Wright and the guy who directed Guardians of the Galaxy kind of shared notes, making sure they weren't using the same music.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would have expected it to be more like Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's almost more, at least in the beginning, a little more La La Land.
Yeah, definitely.
Which,
or is the kid a dancer? Is
yes.
he? Okay.
He's a pop star.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, he is?
He has at least one song that I
Okay.
watched
All right.
part of a music video for before I had to turn it. I think he's kind of, you know how like Ariana Grande, she does
Sure.
the Disney movies and she
Yeah.
sings and she does.
Because when he was doing that dance, because both my sisters are, I'd call them professional dancers.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah, he looks like a dancer.
Yeah,
Like he even his like, don't mean to be gay, his body type looks like a dancer.
right. Yeah, he was a dancer. I think in the interview, Edgar Wright said that it just kind of happened that he was a dancer. He
Sure.
wasn't necessarily picked because
Well, like
of it.
all that jumping and stuff too. There's very a lot of athleticism involved, you know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But yeah, so yeah, it was a lot like La La Land. I'd
Mhm.
say sort of how it was choreographed. So I like that. I liked all that. I mean, I'd love to make a movie like that. Yeah. So I thought that was all cool, and I know a lot of people like to say when they talk about Edgar Wright. I would even compare this to Boyhood in a way where people are like, it's style over substance. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but I think taking all that out, the plot was lacking.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ending was terrible. I didn't like the girl character. I thought she was just in there as a kind of a thing to move the plot forward. I guess what do you call that? They call it something. Someone text me. I know it's a crazy word that people like to use.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it was. I thought the plot was all right. It was cool, you know, and I thought there was great performances in it, and I just thought, yeah, the ending was where the girl is just like, oh yeah, I'll be with you, I'll run away with you, and then he goes to prison for 5 years, but everyone's like, he's a good kid, and then nothing happens to him in prison, and he just comes out, and he's like, oh, let's go run away now.
Right.
It was kind of lame.
Well, Trey.
Yes.
I 100% agree with you. Wow.
Wow.
A lot of the same. I was actually going to make that Boyhood comparison.
Okay.
I feel like I appreciated more of it for like what it took to make than how much I actually enjoyed the movie itself. There's a lot of things that are really good in it. I was expecting things to be, this is going to sound harsh, to be a little more original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel, because, you know, like I already said, Guardians of the Galaxy, it feels very Guardians of the Galaxy-ish, but they use music in a different way. I think Guardians of the Galaxy uses it better than in this movie. I think a lot of times the music kind of fades into the background, especially in that final scene where they're setting up that Queen solo.
Yeah.
The whole movie, and then it doesn't pay off, like at all.
Yeah. And the middle where he was like whining and dining her, and it just was kind of fell in the background.
Right. And the music choices, obviously it's a little more, I mean, I assume it's more British in taste, and that, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy, it's stuff that you've heard before, and so I guess that stuff gets easier. I remember that Deborah by Beck was in it, and probably like 13 different songs that had the word baby in it, which was kind of frustrating to me. Like I got it at the beginning, like, okay, yeah, you're gonna have baby,
and that's a little. It's like naming your character Jude, and so you could just have Hey Jude in the background. Yeah, you know, it's like, okay, and it's not like It's not like his name is really Baby. You're making his name Baby, so you could put these songs in there.
Which
I guess
it's fine. Like, it's fine if you use it once. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Like if you use Hey Jude, you use Hey Jude and it's once.
Yeah.
But it was just like I really liked this movie. It was good. It was not great.
Right.
So I'm gonna sound really hard on it because I have there's a lot of stuff that bugged me about it. But overall, I came out feeling pretty good about it. I'm
with you though, because I think a lot of people are on, like, you know, a lot of people are acting like this is the greatest thing in the world, where it's really good. Right. But I mean, we can still be critical. I mean, yeah, it has a lot of flaws. Right. It's not very original. It was very much like Drive. Yes. And I know he had this idea years before, but
it's Drive and Baby Driver. I feel both come from the same same movie. Like
Yeah.
I feel like both directors watched.
It's like,
I
hey,
know it's a movie.
here's your premise. Go make a movie.
Right, and then these are two different endings to that same sort of deal. And just kind of by happenstance, I guess, it's very, like I said before, there's Guardians of the Galaxy. La La Land, I feel, is... Because it's it's a musical, but La La Land just came out and did a lot of the same sort of stuff with like the shuffling of the feet, the moving of like the people around him to the beat of the songs and stuff like that. Like I had just seen that a few months ago, so it didn't feel, like a big, oh, this is something that's kind of new. And I don't know. I guess Edgar Wright just spent hours just listening to his soundtrack over and over again and storyboarding everything out second by second to everything.
Work.
It's
going to win a lot of awards.
Super cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think and then Drive. And I think those are the three movies that I would say each of the most quote unquote original aspects of this movie had something in a movie from the past 5 or 6 years.
It's very true. Very true. And I thought the acting was all right. I thought the main dude, I always forget his name. The main dude, I think...
Ansel
Engelberg.
Yeah.
I thought he was kind of dry.
Which is the way the character was written.
But his accent was kind of like he was hiding an accent.
It was weird. Yeah. There's... The Georgia accents were not good.
No. And that's the hardest thing to do is if you're not from the South and doing a Southern accent.
It can be really obvious. Yeah. And, if you're Kevin Spacey in House of Cards, when it's just like, I'm going to go full Foghorn Leghorn on this.
Yeah. And most people that are like, oh, yeah, that's how it... No, it doesn't sound like that totally. Side note, I just did a video on Resident Evil 7, video game film school of that. And there's a character in there, and it's supposed to take place in Louisiana. The guy sounds like the episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Charlie pretends he's an oil salesman. It sounds like that.
Okay.
And the thing is, though, that's trying to be a joke. This is trying to be serious.
Right.
It sounds like Charlie Day doing a Southern accent.
Oh, boy.
It was terrible.
Yikes.
It was almost laughable. But yeah, it's hard to do. It sounded... He didn't sound great, the accent he was using. And I thought he was all right, though. I thought the girl was just not very well done. That character was not well done.
I think that character was, it's very poorly written or explored.
I thought John Hamm was great.
John Hamm was great.
Yeah.
He was impossible to kill.
Right.
They ended up with like 3 different deaths for him when any one of them, I feel, you could have gotten the same effect. Jamie Foxx was so good. I thought Jamie Foxx kind of stole that movie. Yeah,
he was really good. Even though it was sort of a generic character, I thought he was really good at it.
Yeah,
he's really good at it. He's such a he plays good guys so well and bad guys so well. He can flip flop on that.
He does both. He's a very like charming dude.
Yeah,
but can also flip that switch. And
I definitely thought that I guess John Hamm and Kevin Spacey's roles were going to be reversed. I was surprised that they kind of reversed those roles, where Kevin Spacey was sort of more of the father figure, like, oh, okay, I'll let you guys go and take the money, and John Hamm turned to the villain. I thought it was going to be opposite.
Right.
Yeah, where I guess that's how you were supposed to think, right? That it was going to be John Hamm was going to be the loving drunk uncle, and the other,
right.
But
it's the character twist, which I guess is
fine.
I think that was supposed to be like a... I don't know. I don't think it was necessarily supposed to be a big surprise.
No, it was sort of a gradual thing, I guess, with the whole, he kills his girlfriend or whatever. And yeah. I thought the ending was too long. I thought, like, even before the whole jail thing, I thought the ending, like, the last few chase scenes were a bit too long. You're kind of just wondering why.
Oh, see, I dug the chase scenes.
Oh, yeah.
And I dug... I just felt the specifically the part where he meets John Hamm in the parking garage lasted too long, and then they also didn't pay off the Queen thing as much. Also, the movie wasn't as funny as I expected it to be, just because Edgar Wright was attached.
Yeah,
and I know that this is him. It's different than the Cornetto trilogy because
Well, those are
those
comedic
those
actors.
they're comedic actors, but they're also in what's essentially a parody movie.
Mhm.
And so I didn't expect it to be that big. Scott Pilgrim is written around a comic book, and so that is kind of where a lot of that comedy came from. I just feel they didn't have that the Michael Myers mask.
They shouldn't have put that. That was one of the notes I had in my mind. They should not have put that in the trailer because that was funny.
It's such a good bit.
I've always had that bit in my mind. Because when you're a kid and you've seen Austin Powers, but you don't know what Halloween is,
right?
And you see Michael Myers. Wait a minute, you mean Austin Powers?
Yeah,
it's a funny bit. They shouldn't have put that in the trailer. That would have been a great surprise.
And putting that in the trailer made me think that there was going to be more moments like that.
Yeah,
and there weren't really. I think I feel like that was really one of the biggest. I think that, and then maybe when they play his little mixtape thing, those are really the only two kind of like.
Yeah, I laughed out loud at that part. Where
it's funny.
Yeah.
But I expected there to be a little like wittier dialogue.
Sure. It was kind of. It all seemed kind of generic. Hey, this is a heist film dialogue in a way.
Right.
Yeah. And they did have a few like Edgar Wright signature things, like the TV, playing. So it had like one line. But it wasn't too Edgar Wrighty.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of just like super fast, quick montage things with bits, which I'm fine with. Like change up your style for all kinds of different stuff. My big thing was that there wasn't one of the things that all of his movies had up to that point, even in the comedy movies, they all had a very strong emotional response involved in it. In Shaun of the Dead, there's that scene with his mom.
Yeah.
In At the World's End, that whole thing is about him realizing not realizing, but accepting how big of a fuck up he is and all that kind of stuff. And there's not that emotional core to this movie.
Yeah, and they again, the relationship between him and the girl, not much of an emotional core. Even him and his I guess what is he he's not his adopted father, but foster dad.
Yeah, right.
Like even that just didn't feel right. I mean, it wasn't that, big emotional thing. Yeah,
and he goes and just kind of like drops him off, leaves him.
And then
which didn't really pay off as a big emotional moment. For funny moments, also the kid in the bank scene.
Yeah,
that was another one that was good. It was like that heist where they kind of set it up and everything.
Yeah,
that was. I felt more of what the movie I thought it was going to be was, even though I feel like that was kind of a worse part of the movie almost, if that makes sense. And then
I kind of like how they didn't show the actual heist. It was kind of just him preparing. Okay, what music am I going to play here? Okay, all right, I get that. All right, now we're going to go.
And like and some of the bits are like, oh no, he has to like rewind his music to get back to the start of the thing to start. And so there's like, little bits, but there wasn't anything as like big as the Mike Myers thing that I expected there to be more of, or at least like interesting things within the heists, which I get that it's from the getaway driver's perspective, so that they don't need to have anything insanely complicated. But
I did like the scene where they're, oh god, I just burped on air, where they're killing all I think the best use of beat was the first heist was really good, and then the scene where they're killing all those the people with the guns, they had the
with
guns.
Tequila.
Yeah, Tequila. That was really well done.
That one was really good
because I love any kind of beat use. So I'm like, okay, this is a trailer. Like they're every it's going to the beat of the music. I wish they did that more. I wish it was more of that, where it's taking a song and it's pretty much making a music video out of the song,
right? With
all the beats,
Yeah,
I kind of wanted more of that.
And they did it in the after he goes and kills Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
and then they're running away. There's a little bit.
Yeah.
To to that, which I don't remember what song that was necessarily,
Mm-hmm.
but where he's jumping on the tables and stuff
Yeah.
to the music, which works really well. Yeah. I don't know. I liked it.
Oh yeah, it sounds like
It
we were
just
being
wasn't-
negative, but I think we enjoyed it, but we definitely had problems with it.
I think whenever he's driving is obviously the strongest moments.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just thought that
There's a lot of
the
cheesy
love
lines.
scene and I think the whole relationship between those two was the weakest part.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and the ending was just lame. Like, I mean, yeah, no way she would have stayed with him. You know?
I think it wanted to, this is where, there's a 1950s sort
Yeah,
of
it
like
seemed
feel
like
to
that. Yeah,
that sort of, which is why I think they throw back to that. They have the filter on it when he's imagining.
it could have just been
Imagining
because I wish he had died. I mean, I wish he had just driven into the cops and then they shot him dead, and then it's the end. Not that I want anyone to. It sounds morbid, but I just think the whole happy ending was. I don't know. Maybe I'm becoming a cynic. Maybe I don't. Maybe that's a good ending, and I'm just becoming cynical. But
I mean, I kind of agree. I generally like unhappy endings just because the happy endings are what you expect.
yeah,
But if you get a happy ending, at least make it in like an unexpected way.
sure.
Or there's some sort of loss or something.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like everyone got what they wanted at the end.
Otherwise, they're just setting up Baby Driver 2, Drive
Electric
Harder,
Boogaloo.
which I don't think is going to happen.
I heard something, but
I know people have been asking
Yeah.
him about it, but Edgar Wright's like, nah,
No.
not going to happen.
yeah, I don't know where you would go with the sequel,
Yeah.
since all your good characters are dead,
Right.
and then you got
But he drive good.
he does drive good.
And so he drive good somewhere else.
Indeed.
You could have Flea come back, and Flea runs the next movie.
Yeah, that would be a great film we could all watch.
Where Flea with his nose falling off. I guess the more I think about it, there were more little comedy bits. They were just smaller.
What the Asian dude who said what with that hat thing, that was pretty funny.
The hat.
Yeah, everyone likes hats. Yeah, it was hat is tattoo.
Oh,
said
right.
Hate,
Love
but
and hat.
had to make it hat so he was more employable.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
It
Good,
was.
good time. All right. Well, I guess what do you give Baby Driver and your laugh and a halves?
Out of 5 laughs and halves, I will give it 3 laughs and halves.
3 laughs and halves?
Yes.
Okay. I'll give it 3 laughs and a halves too.
All right.
Yeah, that's about right. Sounds about right.
It's an above average,
Yes.
solid movie that I probably wouldn't be heartbroken if I never saw it again.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I would see it again just because
I would
was
watch
in
it
such a bad position.
I would watch it again just because I'm sure there's so much depth to it, like
Yeah.
there always is for Edgar Wright movies. The music video that the movie was based on,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, that's in one of those scenes where they're
Oh, really?
flipping through. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I was trying to see like what stuff was flipping through. There was like a joke in there, the flipping through too, right?
because there was the Monsters Inc.
Yeah, the
line
Monsters Inc.
that he
line.
heard, and then he said that later. And,
Yeah.
and Kevin Spacey called him out on it.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm surprised there wasn't any cameos from any of the Hot Fuzz or Shaun of the Dead people.
Yeah, nobody.
No one.
None of that. There is a cameo from Killer Mike and Big Boy.
Ah. Okay.
Their song,
Yeah.
which is kind of awesome, not in the movie, is on the soundtrack, and
Oh, really? Okay.
I got really excited because they had this. It was a whatever. It was an original song
Mm-hmm.
for the movie, and they
Didn't put it in there.
never played it. I wanted to see a chase to it, but
Maybe in
never
the special feature.
happened.
This would be a good movie to get the DVD for.
Oh, I'm sure
special
the
features.
commentary and
Yeah.
all that stuff be super interesting
Yeah.
to hear about, like how things were done
Yeah.
and all that. I guess they actually shut down the highway
Damn.
in Georgia to shoot all that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, practical effects for most of it, which is always nice.
And they did a good job at making. This is a weird thing I've had. I think because I went to I was in Vegas earlier this year, and I went to this place called Battlefield Vegas, and you can shoot these humongous machine guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And you really get a sense of the power. And so I've kind of been noticing that more in like movies and video games. Like, can you hear the power of the gun? They did a good job with that. The impact of the gun. I thought the sound design was really well done.
I thought, the sound is great. I thought it was really cool in the end when John Hamm goes and shoots out both of his ears. Yeah. Essentially, I thought that was a cool moment.
But he didn't really go deaf.
And then, I mean, he did for a little bit.
A little bit.
And it was kind of cool in the movie how whenever he didn't have his iPod in, they had that like faint.
Yeah,
they had the
tinnitus
sound in it, but it wasn't overwhelming or annoying, which it could have very easily been.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of a big commercial for the iPod, though. Parts where he's getting it for his birthday. I'm like, oh, this is an iPod commercial.
Bring back the iPod.
Yeah, I'm sure there are still iPods out there. I think.
Well, a while ago there was stories coming out about how people were selling their iPod classics for like $1,000 and stuff.
All those stories, though, it's like they're listing them for like $1,000. No one's actually buying them.
Yeah,
that's the thing with those stupid stories.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe someone did buy it. Who knows? All right. Well, that's the Baby Driver / review of Leftovers / Adam graduating from comedy school / Trey went to Ohio / podcast of Super FilmsCast 64.
Woo!
This is episode 12, I want to say, right? Well, we've been doing it for 3 months.
Could be.
So, Adam, where can they find you on Twitter and other forms of media?
I'm on Twitter at the Fullertron. Send me money at Venmo. Everybody who's been sending me money, it's been great. I'm planning on going to the Caribbean based on all the money you guys have been sending me.
Don't you want to be cool and send Adam money? And he'll even list you at the end of this podcast in a very fast fashion.
Yeah, let me name everyone who has sent me money so far.
Name them.
I just did.
Okay.
All right.
Well, great. Adam, that's awesome. You said your Twitter handle, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Find me at CrayTreyVids on Twitter. Also, TreyTMitchell.com is my website. You can find all my fun shenanigans. You can find this podcast there, too.
You got a fun new video, right?
I do have a fun new video. The film influences of Resident Evil 7 is out now at CrayTrey1310 on YouTube.
Can you give me a little spoiler?
Evil Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Thing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a spoiler. Don't even have to watch the video now.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know.
Time's precious. I got to watch The Bachelorette.
I know, man. You and your girl got to watch that Bachelorette, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'll probably be doing next few videos are Metal Gear Solid 2, The Last of Us, and Mass Effect. So that's what to look forward to.
And this pains me in my soul, but don't you have something to tease for the GamesCast?
Yeah, we'll have Dan McDowell on GamesCast this week.
I know that guy.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, not personally.
We need to get some cool guests on this podcast. We will. Don't worry. I think we're ready to get some guests on here.
Okay.
I think we know each other well enough, you know?
Yeah, we're a fine-tuned machine.
We're a fine-tuned machine. I think we are on each other's level as far as comedy timing.
Uh-huh. Hey,
what?
Guess what?
What?
We're like John Travolta and Denzel Washington movie, Unstoppable.
Well, that's the podcast. Adam just ended it. Thank you all for what you do with your bodies, and good night. Oh, leave us a comment on iTunes. That would really help. Thank you.
Was that a taking of Pelham 123 that I was talking about?
It might be.
Unstoppable was Chris Pine, I think.
Okay.
It was like a movie with Chris Pine and Denzel Washington. Unstoppable.
I thought that was a Bruce Willis movie.
No,
that's Unbreakable.
Yeah, that's an M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan ding dong.
No, God, kill me.
Goodbye.
It's called a road. It's called a rainbow road. It is a road that you go. It's called called the road, it's called the Rainbow Road. And you will know when you get there. It's called a road, it's called a Rainbow Road. It is a road that you go. It's a road that you go when you die. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's a road we're all gonna go. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's got Princess Peach, Mario, and the Toad. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's a road we're all gonna go. We'll go. It's Rainbow Road. It's where you go when you die. It's Rainbow Road. I'll miss you again, Uncle. It's Rainbow Road. It's where you go when you die. It's Rainbow Road. I'll miss you again on Rainbow Road. It's called the road. It's called the Rainbow Road. It is a road that you go.